All right, hello and welcome to another Monday live stream. My name's Shane Olson and I like to make fun, stylized, cartoony characters. And I saw this one by my good friend Josh Black, and I wanted the challenge of trying to make it. So, all right, we're gonna try it out. Hello, hello. I don't know why the chat isn't displaying messages, but hopefully it will. There it goes. All right. Okay. How you guys doing? I'm not wearing my headphones today. I'm not going to do music today. I'm just going to chill and model some characters. Hopefully you can turn on the music you like to listen to and sculpt along. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Hey, Mark, how's it going? All right. So this one's kind of fun because it's not your typical like Disney-esque princess girl, right? So I thought it would be kind of fun to mess around with an atypical female. Oh, no worries, Tom. It's up if you want to watch it. Yeah, yesterday's was more of a QA session than anything, so worked out pretty good, I think. Okay, it's so strange. I have two monitors, and when I look at this up on my second monitor, the red is super saturated, and when I look at it on my Cintiq, it's like kind of dull and washed out a little bit. So I don't know what you guys see, but it's interesting that there's a difference. Okay. Let's just get into this. So how are you guys doing? Is it hot where you live? It's hot where I live. It's a little less cooler today. I heard there's a heat wave going through Portland and Seattle right now. And I used to live up in Seattle for about, I don't know, 6-7 years, and I couldn't imagine the humidity along with the heat. 100 degrees, yeah, it's 100 degrees here too, Tom. Crazy, right? There you go, done. There's our cranium, or just duplicate some spheres. Yeah, it's hot everywhere. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try and change this into what I'm hoping it will be. Okay. Tom, I almost bought a banjo. In my hometown, it actually popped up on my Facebook feed that a lady I used to know, well, a lady I know, I haven't talked to since I was like in high school, was selling hers. And she sold it before I could get it. Darn it. But it was a good price, like 150 bucks. I can't remember the brand. I'd like to get a Deering, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I just wanted to push her head in on the sides. Yeah, I like I said, I'm not sure what the brand was. Hey Dee Dee, how's it going? What kind do you have, Tom? Oh, 5-string for sure. Yeah, 4-string is called a tenor banjo, I guess. And it's interesting because a 5-string has one of the strings is shorter and the tuner is down the neck a little bit more. Or you have a Deering? Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's what I want to get. I just like the look of them. Not the one with the metal all the way around the outside. I can't remember what those are called, but kind of the hollow back, open back. I like those. Can I tell you why the color is different on all the spheres? Those are polygroups. Those are just temporary selection sets. They just help me select and see each sphere separately. But they're called polygroups. So they're not actually, it's not color, it's just temporary color. I guess it's not painted color there. That's a better way of putting it. I'm wanting to turn this into kind of her, she has kind of this fat roll being pushed up by the collar here. I'm wanting to make that a thing. Okay, and then I'm going to make another kind of a neck underneath that the collar will go around. And it's coming up on the 4th of July here in the US. Well, everywhere, but it's a holiday here in the US, Independence Day. Looking forward to that. Okay. Let's get some spheres. Let me just make a heavy sphere, I think. Well, thanks so much. Hide these things. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if those eye placements work as we go here. Oh, thanks. Turn off topological for a minute while I pull these back. All right, and I do have ambient occlusion preview turned on, so that's a thing that I kind of want it on by default. I like it a lot. It just helps me see things. Well, they have fireworks, so not personal fireworks. They've banned like regular people putting off or lighting off fireworks, but they are allowing professional fireworks, like in stadiums and things like that, city parks that are being put on by cities and things. I have to buy another monitor. It annoys me that I always have to move PureRef with references to see the ZBrush window. Yeah, that's why everybody swears by PureRef. I like it a lot for being able to save groups of images and things like that, but I just prefer to have one image kind of here, and then I'll have some reference images off to the side, but they won't be in PureRef. They'll just kind of be off to the side if I need them. And yeah, because I kind of feel the same. It can be difficult to manage. Oh, thank you, Neil. Appreciate it, man. Neil is my stream bot, but he's not a bot. He's a real person. I'm a real boy. Thanks, Neil. Yeah, right now, so sorry, I didn't mean to bump this. I teach an online course called the 3D Character Workshop, if you haven't watched me here before. And I teach people how to make stylized, cartoony 3D characters for video games, television, film, toys, whatever. Wherever you see stylized characters, you can learn how to make them yourself, and you can learn how to break into the industry. It's a lot of fun. And if you want to know more, you can go check out 3dcharacterworkshop.com. I actually give away my brushes and my ruler file, my user interface over there. It's just, yeah, right above my head right here, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can go check it out. But right now, what I'm doing is this workshop's been out for like 4 years. So in that time, I've essentially tripled the content since I released it that long ago. And what I'm doing right now, it's a great time to join, because right now we're doing weekly challenges. And what are we on, Neil? Like week 5, I think. Anyway, I'm doing weekly challenges, starting with like Saturday morning cartoon blockouts. I'm blocking out characters not too differently than I'm doing right now. And the second week is stylized anatomy. The third week is how to stitch all those parts together and make a nice tight sculpting mesh. And then the next one is a mini bust head course. So you're focusing on a head, just like we're doing here. And then next week, we are going into hair. We're going to talk about all kinds of different hair, including like spiked punk hair, long, yeah, just chunky stylized hair. So approaching week 5. Okay, awesome, Shane, thanks. This character has more details, not just the head, the whole character. What are you talking about, Bane? Oh, you're talking about for reference? Even if it's a full character, I'll still put it on inside of the spotlight. Hey, what's up, Ian? How you doing? So IR Scopes, that's Ian. He's another streamer on here, and he's also one of my students. Hey, Ian. The Ian of legend. Thanks, Neil, for posting that. Yep. So hey, Ian, so Ian streams Sunday nights at what time? Remind me. And you are watching the Pixologic live streaming channels. Whether you're watching over on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, this is the Pixologic. Pixologic is the makers of ZBrush, the software I'm using right now to create this character. And it's the program that I teach in my course. Like 90% of the course is ZBrush. 5 p.m. on Sundays, 5 p.m. Pacific time, correct? Awesome. Well, thanks for dropping by, Ian. It's always a good time. What's the best tips for creating a creative model in ZBrush? That's kind of quite a broad question, but how can I answer that? The best tips I would say would be to find a concept that you like and you want to try and replicate, something simple to start with, and then just try and sculpt it, try and block it out. My method is to use primitive shapes. Not everybody uses primitive shapes, but that's kind of the method I've developed over time. Yeah, that's how we get to hang out, right? Okay, this is interesting. She has such tall eyelids. I think I'm not going to stretch her spheres, her eyes out, but I will give her eyelids and stretch those taller than they should be. They remind me of Jessica Rabbit eyelids. Speaking of which, I don't know if you can see in the background right behind me right here. This is my Jessica Rabbit. She's just out of shot right there, but she's like this tall from Disneyland. if start as a beginner, so how we start, so block out, just like I'm doing right here, just block out your character with primitive shapes. That's how I would start. A lot of people say start with a sphere and start to use the clay buildup brush, and I'm not a fan of that method. A lot of people are. I like to keep my models clean, so I start with primitive objects. It just works better for stylized characters, in my opinion. Okay, let's see. She looks like she's wearing like a coat because she's got this bunch of fat right here. It's pretty funny. Fat coat. Do local symmetry here. I feel weird and naked not having my headphones on. Whoops. I had my move brush. Oh, Neil, you asked if this is a different gray background. It is. Maybe I should make it a little brighter so you can see. Let's make it like maybe this bright. Because she was so dark, like her shirt, she's so goth, you know? Like you couldn't see her hair or her coat, so I brightened it up a little bit. And how you can brighten up the background is pretty easy. You can just go to Document. Well, first you pick your color, the color that you want to make your background, and then go to Document, and then this word back, just click next to it, and it will change the background color to that. So, did I try extractor brush for what? No, I don't really use the extractor brush much. Okay, let's go back to a brighter. There we go. Can you guys see that better? The text kind of gets lost in chat. But yeah, it's good. Should I go just slightly darker? Why? That's weird. I went to grab the color from back here and it went like super dark for some reason. That's strange. Is that better for the text? That's better. Okay. Slightly darker. There we go. Happy in between. Okay. Let's work this ear now a little more. I really should make myself some primitive ear or some base ears too, because I do this every single time. I go through the same motions every time. But it's kind of therapeutic. I like it. I don't know. Call me strange. Let's see. Just going to isolate it for a second. It's always funny just to see the nose and the eyes floating there. Also, somebody asked me during my student live stream Sunday that I just did, somebody asked me what my favorite brush was for a certain thing. I couldn't remember what it was specifically. And I was actually working on an ear at the time. And my answer was I don't have a favorite brush for specific, well, that's not true. My favorite brush is the move brush, as you can tell. I just like scooching things around. But somebody asked me, like, I think it was like, what's my favorite brush to use for, you remember that, Neil? I can't remember. Anyway, but the point I was trying to say was there is no secret brush. And I was thinking about Kung Fu Panda, and there's not a secret brush. The secret brush is you, and you knowing how to sculpt. That's the secret brush. Because more times than not, I'm using the move brush. So when will ZBrush move from CPU to GPU? I don't think they ever will. I don't know. Because of the way ZBrush is written. Because it's ZBrush is 2.5D, so it's not like your typical 3D environment. Big Hunter, hey Shane, I'm currently enrolled in your course and I just want to say thank you so much for working with me through this rough patch I'm going through. I really appreciate it. You are absolutely welcome. Yep, my pleasure. Everybody has their rough patches. So it's nice to have a community of people to talk to. The course also has a Discord channel too. You can talk to people in the Discord channel. It's a lot of fun in there. Hi Shane, I'm interested to see in becoming a 3D character workshop student, but I need to ask, is the course fairly software agnostic? Would I be able to follow along with other sculpting softwares? Yes. This is the Pixologic live stream, so I don't want to get into other software too much, but I will just give you a short answer, which is yes. And there are other students in there using other software. Okay. You feel like H polish brush doesn't get the appreciation it deserves? I actually like the H polish brush a lot. And I just use it when I need it. You know, it's not like I don't go out of my way to choose it when I don't need it, of course. But okay, here we go with the eyelids. I've been using this trim cut brush more and more instead of the clip curve brush. The clip curve brush squishes all the geometry down, where the clip or the trim curve brush actually cuts it and adds this triangulated new section, and then adds it into its own polygroup, which I've been enjoying lately. That sounds silly, but there we go. I just wanted to give her really tall eyelids. I love how her eyes are kind of partially closed, just like she's bored. She's happy, but bored. She's like, yes, whatever you say, dear. I'm going to color them right away. I don't know why, but I like to color stuff soon. I was just going to ask Ian if you have been using that more lately. Let's see if that white is any. There we go. Color adds so much. I mean, even in this primitive state. Kutar, so how do we take this model into another program? So yeah, it's heavy with high poly models. So essentially, you can either retopologize it. That just means draw new topology on the surface. You can either do that in here in ZBrush or take it to a program that you can do the topology in, which is what I typically do. But yeah, you won't be able to animate something that's extremely high poly very easily. Save this. I keep doing Josh stuff. Josh Punk. Okay. I only use clip curve now on very low poly subtools, like when you work with hard surface. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Let me kind of bring this down. Yeah, Shane. You know, even if it could push that many polys, I don't think I would want it to because of the deformation. You know, if you think about trying to bend that many polys around, you know, like an elbow, right? You're trying to bend your arm so it flexes, so it creases nicely right here. You know, it's like it wouldn't work very well because it would just be too dense, way too dense. Okay. You don't have to import your sculpt as individual objects when bringing them into animation software? I don't know what you mean by that. You can import as many or as few models into some other program as you want. It's up to you, whatever your needs are. Hired guns. Look at those guns. Oh, my office body guns. Thanks, I appreciate it. But sad, I need to work out more. Okay, I'm just gonna block out her coat body with this one. I think I might split this one off actually. Such a fun character. Kind of bring her neck in so it looks like it's being pulled by the collar. What is the 3D character workshop? Sketchy, it's an online course that I put together and I teach people how to make characters like this. It's a paid workshop, lifetime access, hundreds of hours of instruction, live feedback. Okay, I think I'm going to use the clip curve for this one, though. Just sort of squish it down, I guess. Oh, too fast. What is my it's default, Tom. It's 3, I guess. I hardly ever mess with the subdivision levels there because it tends to slow ZBrush down if I start to crank it up a little bit. So I just leave it at the default lower setting. How do you set up your spotlight so it lets you sculpt? So the biggest thing is you need to turn off spotlight projection. Okay, that's otherwise your brushes won't work. And spotlight projection can be found under brush, samples, spotlight projection. So if you go up to the brush menu, go down to samples, it's right here. And by default, this is turned on because that will allow you to project your image down to your model. But if you're using it as a reference, you want to turn that off. Thanks, Adelia. Best place to learn stylized characters. Wow. I got to keep you guys around. Thank you so much. Yeah, without going to an expensive art school. That's what I like to tack on there. Okay. Let's start to mess with her chin. Give her a mouth soon. I feel like her eyes are too big. Let's shrink them down a little bit. Saving people thousands of dollars with these streams. Yeah, these streams are yeah, if you just want to learn and follow along, they're pretty good, but in my opinion, the fastest way to grow as an artist is to get feedback on your artwork. But you totally learn stuff by watching other people work as well. Let's see here. And that being said, I'm working on an accelerator program that will allow people to get even more feedback on their work. Santiago, actually, I'm yeah, I was thinking about it, but I'm not doing something that's cheaper. Sorry. I have one that's, I was going to do a beginning, and I still might do that just for free on YouTube. I don't think I would charge anything for it. Just like a beginner, but there's so many beginner ZBrush courses out there and on YouTube. I don't know if it'd be worth my time or not. We'll see. Okay. Does it go over 3D printing within ZBrush? Yes, it does. Santiago, I apologize. I wish there was something I could do. Let's see. Okay. I do want to make those smaller. Still. Maybe like that. Oh, best part, Shane teaches you how not only to create stylized characters, but also how to prep for animation, games, and or toys with 3D printing prep as well. Very worth it, as it has helped me get into the toy industry. Thank you so much, Ian. Yeah, Ian just got a job at Funko. So awesome. I gotta say congrats again, Ian. That's so cool. And thanks for the plug there, mister. Yeah, Santiago, this is all I do for a living now. I don't do much freelance in the industry anymore. I do a little bit, but that's my main source of income. Also, and I hate to say it, but the cheaper you go with a course, the more problems you have with people. I don't know why that is. Like the more complainers you have and the more people like to pirate it. And like I have a $20 course that I put out like 6 years ago, something like that. And that thing got pirated like crazy. It was just it's like $20 course, just you can't just afford a $20 course. You have to steal it, Yeah, there's my little rant. Sorry. I was just like, what? Giving her a double chin here for a minute. Yeah, and I really want people to be invested. Like if you're gonna take the time, you just become a little more invested. When you when you invest more money, you want to invest more time, and then you get more results. I'm just looking for people who want to who are serious and want to get into it and take the time and invest in themselves, and like Ian. You get out of it what you put into it. And if you're buying a course that's like, say, 20 bucks, yeah, you're not really going to be invested in that. You might not even watch it at that price point, You have a question? Sure. Sorry, I'm spinning this around a lot today. Oh, thanks, Mark. Oops. Sorry, I was screen grabbing that. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I apologize. I didn't mean for this to turn into an advertisement for my course, but thanks, guys. Okay, let's start stitching this together and put the mouth in there. I kind of want her nose to be a little higher, like closer to her eyes. Yeah, thanks for asking, Sketchy. I appreciate it. And I'm super grateful that Pixologic allows me to talk about my course while I'm streaming. I just don't want to be too overly zealous about it. Be respectful. Yeah, Zurchin, I think we all have, right? I mean, if it's, I mean, sometimes there's dinners that cost more than that, and you're just like, whatever. It's funny too, because sometimes there are personalities that are course collectors, you know? They just like, whether pirating or not, they'll just collect them and never watch them, just to have them. Am I dynameshing or remesh? I usually do remesh by union. I used to dynamesh, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I prefer to do remesh by union these days. Okay, let's see what's in this. I'm going to split these ears off. I'm not going to stitch those in. Udemy. Yeah, Udemy is like a, I don't know. It reminds me of those humble bundles, you know, if you ever had a humble bundle. There have even been course humble bundles, I think. And sometimes they're so cheap, you know, like get 100 games for $10 or whatever. And sometimes I can't resist because there's like 1 or 2 games in there that I want to play. And then I just never play, or, you know, so I have this big Steam list of games I've never played because of humble bundles. And it reminds me of that, you know. Okay. Now I'm going to stitch this together. Do I have an art station? I do. I bet Neil will post it if I ask him nicely. Neil, please. How long have I been in the industry? 23 years now. I worked for Disney Interactive for 10 of those years. I worked for an animator for about 5 years. I worked for Sony, Acclaim. Who else? Well, some smaller companies like Sapphire, Glyphix, CastAR. Okay, so let's go apply this. I've also done some rigging. Do you ever use a Space Navigator mouse? Hey, John. I do. I have one right here. Actually has the cord. Yeah, this guy right here. I still need to set up the buttons around the outside and configure my desk so I can use it better. But sometimes, see, I'm using it now. I just like it because I can still kind of keep my hand here. See, I can rotate and navigate around while I'm not using my pen, you know what I mean? It's not quite VR, but it's close. Do I use dynamic perspective? I don't. I only turn on perspective occasionally when I want to check my model. But in ZBrush, I don't have it on most often because some of the cuts that I want to, like if I want to cut straight through an object, if it has perspective, it will cut through kind of on an angle, and I don't, yeah, so I usually like to turn it off, like this cut across the bottom here. If I turn on perspective and I tried to cut through there, it would cut through on an angle. So, like I said, I only turn perspective on like this occasionally. Yeah, it's a little 3D joystick thing, if you can see it. Can you see it down here? Here. There, I'm big, like this. You see that? So well, you can't see the screen, but basically you can lift it up and down and left and right, and it'll turn back and forth like this. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's called 3D Connection Space Mouse Pro, They have, this is kind of the mid-range version of one. They have one that's just the joystick, and they have one that has a screen and it's all crazy. And this is the mid one. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's stitch this together. Now the nose is pretty dense, but that's okay. I'll stitch it and see how it goes. I lost my gizmo. Come back, gizmo. Okay, remesh by union. There we go. Accept it. Turn symmetry back on, and we're good. I remembered, Neil. Yeah, see, so what remesh by union does is, and make sure you have enough density in your mesh that it will work. It keeps the poly groups, and it only stitches where the objects cross each other like this. So it doesn't destroy your mesh. Okay. Tubigus, if that's how you say your name. This is being recorded, and you can watch it back later on when you have better Wi-Fi at Pixologic's YouTube channel. You can watch it back. Just do a search, or on from ZBrush Live. Do a search for ZBrush Live, and you can find those. Okay. So I'm gonna try something again. Was it chisel? I'm starting to remember now, but I can't remember which of these chisel brushes that mouth is in. Do you guys remember? Is it chisel 3D? I love these chisel brushes. No. These noses and ears. Okay, organic. Okay. Chisel organic. Thanks, Neil. Oh yeah, that has a whole bunch of them it's trying to load. Okay. So these are VDM brushes. Vector displacement monster brushes. No. I can't remember what the M stands for. Okay. And on here there are these brushes that are like anime mouths. Vector displacement mesh. Yeah, that might be it. Okay. So essentially what I want to do is turn on Sculptress now. And turn off symmetry for a second. This doesn't work with symmetry. Pretty funny. But these VDM brushes work with they work with Sculptress Pro now. Except it's warping the nose on it. Nope, they ship with ZBrush. Okay. I just want to make a mouth cavity without destroying the nose too much, without getting too close to the nose. I need to draw it a couple times. Okay. That will probably work. Okay, so maybe a little, no, that's good. So I just did this Tessimate slider, and yeah, chisel organic. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's easy to make a mouth cavity with chisel organic. I just draw a mouth cavity on there. I need to make my own eventually, but for now that works. Anyway, I'm moving this Tessimate slider just a little bit more, and that flood fills the entire thing with triangles and quads. And then I can turn on, I can look at this number, 0.06. That must be my favorite. Yeah. Okay. Where do you find the brush? It's in your brush menu right here across the top. It ships with ZBrush, so it's just right here. Hey Charlie, thanks. You're gonna make me blush. Okay, let's turn the smooth up a little bit. Yeah, not the latest update. They've been in there for a little while. I recently found them myself. I can't remember who I was watching. Maybe it was Paul Gabriel or something like that. Whoops, I forgot to turn symmetry on. Okay. Part of the latest update, 2021. Okay, thanks, Neil. Man, you're like an encyclopedia of ZBrush knowledge. You're like the data of the ZBrush world. Okay. So yeah, part of the latest release is they allowed the VDM. That's right, Neil, because you said it also works with ZBrush Core, and I'm not sure if it works with ZBrush Core Mini, but I think so. There's actually a video with Paul Gabriel walking you through how to use the VDM brush with Sculptress Pro, which is yeah, it's really fun, and that's kind of where I picked it up from. Hey from Russia, hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, now I can start closing this mouth. I'm sure it'll stretch like crazy. Actually, I'm going to use Snake Hook because it will start to add, whoops, turn off RGB. It'll start to add geometry as I pull it. Gotta be careful not to damage the nose too much. Yeah, Paul's a good one to watch for sure. I'm gonna undo that. I think I pulled it back too much. Okay, oh, Mini is Sculptress, awesome. I thought so, but I didn't want to give misinformation, you know? So ZBrush Core Mini is a free light version of ZBrush that you can get in and play with right away. And it comes with, I believe it comes with that organic chisel brush that you can play with. Okay, I'm gonna push this in a little bit more. It's like she's gone. All right. This might be too dense for the masking to work. We're going to try it. Yeah, see, sometimes around the masked area it starts to get destroyed. So you just have to simply go through and smooth it out again. Oh, it was an Ask ZBrush, that's right. Man, this is Valley of the Suck for sure for a minute. Hopefully for just a minute. Thanks, Benj, for the words of encouragement. I'm thinking it's looking crappy. But it has only been an hour. So we got a ways to go. Give her some nice full lips here. And we can go a little more dense with this. You can see how much it's not very dense. I think I'm gonna need to. So Sculptress Pro, when you turn adaptive off, it makes the density of the triangles be connected to the scene size. Like, if I could talk today, that'd be great. So that being the case, I need to scale my whole character up so the triangles will get smaller. Oh, thanks. Okay, so how I do that is just make sure that everything is showing. I don't care about the ruler or this base. I'm just going to scale it up from the middle. Turn on this transpose all selected subtools. Make sure you clear out your selection so everything is solid. And then you can just scale it up. Whoop. There we go. Now you have to be careful because you need to turn the subdivide size back up, or else it'll be too dense and it could quite possibly crash ZBrush. See, I turned it up and it's even still too dense. You need to be careful with it. Okay, that's better, but let's go down. There we go. About like that. So now I can get a little bit more dense through the lips here if I want to. Well, that's right, Neil. I'm going to have to remember that. All right, Bane, you're doing it again. You're giving me art direction. It's only an hour in. I'll get there, man. I'll get there. I'm working on the mouth right now. All right, let's see here. Not that I don't mind art direction, it's just a little too soon. My vast experience, is it harder to sculpt overweight people or not? No. I don't look at characters like that. I just look at it for what it is. You know, I don't get hung up on you know, I'm sculpting a dog now, or I'm sculpting a llama now, or it's an overweight person or a younger person. You know, I don't really think about it that way. I just look at it like you know, that's the concept, and I need to sculpt it. So it kind of depends on the complexities of the design more than whether it's you know, a fit or overweight. Like a fit person is going to have more muscles showing, And so they're going to be possibly a little more difficult that way. But not really. It's a good question, though. How do I get the concept art for these streams? Well, this Josh Hunter is a good friend of mine. So he posts work all the time, and I just ask him if he would mind if I sculpted his designs, and he's usually like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So he was one of the he was one of the concept artists on Disney Infinity. So I worked with him for several years prior. Oh, thanks, Ryan. Is there a place where I can download your brushes? Yeah, gaming over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can scroll down about halfway and grab them. Yeah, I can show you really quick. So this is what my site currently looks like. If you scroll down, see here's this is the character that I walk you through. That's from 3D Character Workshop 1.0. And if you scroll down to here, you can get my brushes. Oh, you can't see it. Gosh dang it. Okay, let me try again. It's that Windows fix. There we go. Can you guys see that? Full screen? No. Hold on, let me go back. There we go. So if you scroll down, yeah, this character is right behind me, right? 3D printed right there. So right about here is where you can just sign up for the free brushes. You can get them. And my user interface and my ruler, it all comes in a big pack. So see if that's still broken. Yeah, see the text on my cursor? That's this weird thing with OBS streaming software. I have to do a window capture instead of a screen capture. It'll sort of show you. It'll show you that. Did I lose some weight? I did. Yep. Thanks for noticing. Yeah, that's some of the some student art. If you want to see some student results, just follow 3D Character Workshop on Instagram and you can check it out. What's the ruler brush for? I use it for a lot of things, but mainly I use it for 3D printing, just to measure how tall my models are. Thanks. I went whole food plant-based about a year ago. Crazy. I never thought I would be that guy, but here I am. Put her lower lip down further. If you time lapse all your stream, you can see the transformation. Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. I lost about 45 pounds. All right. All right. Let me make her an online course about weight loss. If you guys want, yeah, there's already so many. Just check out The Starch Solution by Dr. McDougall. I recommend that book to anyone that can possibly get their hands on it. Life-changing book. Yep, Starch Solution. It's about like eating potatoes and starches, beans, rice, and stop eating the SAD diet, the standard American diet that's full of salt, oil, animal foods, and dairy. Yeah, I don't want to get into all that, but it's been a life changer for me. I feel like I'm, I don't know, late 20s, early 30s again. Okay. Topology brush. Illustrations, yeah, there you go. You'll lose weight here, here, and here. Okay, so these have interesting eyelashes, or she has interesting eyelashes, because they split into these two big, long eyelashes. So I think I'm going to make one of them and then duplicate it. Okay, come on, there you go. And I like this YouTube channel called Plant-Based Dads. It's really good. They just break it down and make it simple to understand. Okay, thickness. Where are you? Make these pretty deep. There we go. Whoops. Is it the Diet Pendulette was on? It's kind of, not really. That one is like, he went full focus on just potatoes for I can't remember how long. But and that's how he initially kickstarted his weight loss. Same with Kevin Smith. They both did that, and I bought Penn's book where he talks about it. But then after he was all done, he switched to a whole food plant-based. So that's how he eats now. Same with Kevin Smith. Yeah, Kevin Smith had a heart attack. He's like my age. And so that was kind of a eye-opening. I better do something. I'm not young anymore where I can just eat whatever the crap I want. Curious, now, did you cut out meats entirely? I did. And dairy. I have not had meat or dairy since March of last year. And do I miss it? Not really. And I hate saying vegan, I really do, because it comes with all the baggage, you know? That's not... Some people are calling themselves nutritarians because they're in it for the nutrients, not the, you know, not all the baggage that comes with it. Okay, let's see. That's kind of where I'm at. Just want to make these a little bit thicker. Yeah, I bought myself a mountain bike, and there's a lot of trails around here. Vegan life tattoo. Oh man. Yeah, I'm just I know how I feel when people try and like lecture me about what I should be doing, you know? So I'm like super hesitant to talk about that stuff. But if you ask, I'm happy, you know? Because I want everybody to be, you know, to know what I did and how I did it, I guess. It's not secret. And that Dr. McDougall guy, he's been talking about it since the 80s. And he hasn't changed his tune since then. Same thing. And it's like, it's finally catching up and people are listening to what he has to say. Okay, let's see. Let me duplicate this off. Whoop. Here, just delete. Thanks. I haven't been perfect by any means. Bread is my nemesis. I still do bread, but I have to do sourdough. It doesn't have oil in it. Can you recommend one of the best books that you've read that have influenced you as a character artist? Ooh. That is a good question, and I'm going to have to think about that. You know what? The one that I have to say that influenced me the most, and I did not even know it at the time, was Preston Blair's animation books. He's got several of them. And it completely changed the way I sculpt. And I bought them for animation because I was into animation a while back. And he also has books on character design and how to simplify character design for 2D animation. And that's when I was like, hey, I think this will work for, you know, I need to change this eyelash. Anyway, I was like, I think this will work for sculpting. Local symmetry. Okay. Hey, what's up, Ash? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hey, Cubed. What is happening? I hear my grandson up there. Yes, I'm old enough to have a grandkid. He calls one of my, so I have a son named Caden, and my grandson, his name's Daxton, and he calls Caden Kiki. It's the cutest thing ever. I just heard him shouting down Kiki. I just think of Kiki's delivery service. All right, that'll do, I think. Do you UV unwrap your characters and their accessories? Only if I'm going to take them into a game engine. If I'm going to 3D print them, then no. And I do that after I retopologize them. That's better. Okay. There we go. Let's give her these dark purple lips. I think that'll change her whole demeanor. And some eyebrows. Just come together. What have you been up to, Ashley? So Ashley is another streamer on here, and she streams Wednesdays, I believe. Right? Wednesdays? I always forget. My brain's such an ADHD brain. Drives me crazy. And she does mad awesome creatures. Actually, I do have to say it's super fun to watch you sculpt. just to kind of see what you, I can almost hear your brain exploring the different ways you find, you know, like what do you say, you like it to get crunchy? Like basically she pulls her geometry apart like really far until it starts to shard, is the only way I can really describe it. And then those shards will influence her moving forward. Oh, getting angry at my own hair shredding in my... Oh man. I wouldn't know what that's like. I have no hair. I'll just have to say, I'm sorry. I saw this punk girl and I had to model her. Because she's so away from my typical what I usually do. Should I know anatomy to start stylized sculpting? It helps a great deal. Or learn it as you learn sculpting. But yes, it helps a lot. And if you want to learn it professionally, if you want to do it professionally, then yes, you absolutely need to know anatomy. Purdy. Reading books. Yes, there are some books called, there's one called Anatomy for Sculptors that I recommend. It's really nice. And just researching online. Like, I love finding reference on Pinterest. And it depends on what I'm sculpting. Hey, what's up, Jace? How you doing, man? And I also teach an online course if you're interested. 3dcharacterworkshop.com. We just barely got done doing a stylized anatomy challenge. And I went through a lot of anatomy for that challenge. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. Doing well? It's good to hear. You're from a country that makes me not able to buy a course. Then Pinterest and Google is your friend. Just my recommendation is you just have to get resourceful. It's all there. And I would let the concept kind of, you know, choose a concept and then let the concept dictate what anatomy you learn as you go. Sure, best of luck in your journey, your art journey. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? How you doing, man? Thanks. Yeah, I saw this. I had to sculpt it. So fun. Do I enjoy the blend shape features in ZBrush? I don't really use them very much. I've used them in the past, but I'm doing well, thanks. Yeah, Jimmy is an amazing sculptor, like Ashley. So, yeah, really, really nice stuff. I think this on her chin is like a piercing, right? Have to give her a piercing. How have you been, Jimmy? What's going on with you and your bad self? Oh man, look at that. So funny. A little bit. Super busy. Busy's good, in my opinion. Neck folds are the best. Yeah, I like them a lot. They're fun to sculpt. All right, let's do some brows. Ugly brows. I actually think I want to make it go like this. Yeah, maybe just to get that little thing on there. Need to find some time for your own sculpts. Yeah. Oh, that's why I like streaming every week, because it forces me to do something, you know? Yeah, because if I don't, then I don't do anything for myself. It's just always work, work. I definitely know how that is. Nothing like hundreds of people keeping you in check. Oh man. Yeah. Y'all need a vacation. It's vacation time. like that she's all kind of just like uncaring and smug, and I don't know exactly what her expression is. Beast or do a beast? Sculpt a beast. Be a beast, sculpting a beast. Hey there, loving this character. As someone who sculpts more traditionally, like Sculpey and oil-based clays, any recommendations for transitioning into digital? Charlie, so what I would do if I were you, if I was just a traditional artist just starting out, is I would just start to experiment. And you can grab ZBrush Core Mini for free on Pixologic's website, pixologic.com, and you can grab that, and you can just start to play with the mesh and just start to push it around like you would clay, and just see what you can do and see if you enjoy it at least. It has enough tools in there that you can, you know, play with it and get a feel for it. It doesn't have all the tools you would need to be extremely productive, but it's enough to get your taste, you know, to see if you like doing it or not. Thanks, Neil. Then if you do enjoy it, then you can start exploring, you know, diving deeper into, or maybe you know, maybe upgrading to either ZBrush Core, which is like, I don't even know how much it is right now. ZBrush Core, which has more tools, or just if you're really into it, just buy ZBrush the full thing. Or there's a subscription option, so you could subscribe to it, you know, and see if you like the full version as well. Lots of options there. And then if you get even more serious, there are online courses you can take. And for example, I teach one myself, and I have some traditional sculptors in there as well that have transitioned to digital. Sometimes he pops in here. Well, there's several, but I don't know if he wants me calling him out or not. Actually enjoy sculpting monsters and beasts so much. You know, I haven't, that's one thing I need to try. I haven't really had the drive, I guess, to want to try. I need, especially after seeing Ashley do her thing. It's just, it looks so dang fun that I guess I'm just one of those unexplored territory. I'm a little afraid of it, you know? So I just haven't done it. I've done stylized monsters, but not like crunchy crazy monsters like Ashley does. I should give it a try sometime just for fun. Pixo does a challenge, right? How interesting would a challenge be that you have to sculpt another Pixo streamer style? Yeah, that would be a good one. It's a good crossover tool. I work in the animation industry actually, but on the stream I do the crunchy monsters. That's why I called Ashley a double threat, because she's an amazing stylized sculptor. She's worked in film. And have you done any games? Have you worked in games, Ashley? All right, let's get some of the spiky hairs are what's going to do it, I think. Yeah, she keeps that side of herself hidden away. Okay, let's get some Oh, hello, hello. This is a good spot for snake hook. I think it's the perfect spot. I don't even think there's a better place for snake hook than to make spiky punk hair. Well, Puya, you're watching the Pixologic live stream, so I like to keep the conversation to ZBrush, and of course, my biased answer is going to be ZBrush, but use whatever you have access to. And like I said, there's free versions of ZBrush, and there's also subscription options. This is awesome. This character is great. I'm not saying my character is awesome. I'm just saying this character is awesome. I'm having fun sculpting her. Stuff do you have an NDA and is encroaching the game's realm? Ooh, does that mean you're doing some previs stuff in Game Engine? I'm just saying, because that's like a huge thing nowadays with the Unreal, because you can get it so fast. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna subdivide this down smooth. Oh, thanks, Ash. So your kids got scared into which movie? Oh, Next Gen. Your kids got scared watching Next Gen? I guess I didn't think about it that way. I can see that. Okay, you know, I'm gonna change this to lighter so I can see what the heck is going on with the geometry here. The film was way darker before the revisions. Yeah, the robot uprising. Sorry, spoilers. So good. Oh, one of them is 4. Yeah. What? How do I get this to peter out into a spike? Ashley, queen of snake hook. Why is it just going a tube? What happened? What happened to my snake hook? They broke it. AccuCurve, where is that at? I'm stupid that I don't know. I don't use it enough. Is it here? AccuCurve. There we go. Do I have to do anything else? Seriously, I'm a... Show me your ways. There, oh, there it is. Now it's gone. Whoop. I don't understand. I don't get it. So it'll like go up a little bit, and then what am I doing wrong? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. What's happening? All right. I'm just going to make some little spikes, and then I'll drag it out with the move brush. Maybe I'm not in the center. I don't know. Yeah, the hair's done. And done. You think that... Oh, no, it's still on. Curve by pen. I don't know what this stuff does. Edit the fade. Oh, there's new snake hook brushes? What? Snake hook 2? I'll try this one. Nope. It's just like blobby McBlob face. Sculptress off. Weird. I don't know. Where do I reset my brushes? Reset all current brush. Yep, thanks. I'm just gonna pull these out. I'm just gonna Armstrong it. That's what I usually do. All right. Dynamesh is not on. I don't use Dynamesh much. All right. Just getting my placement here. And then I'll pull it out for reals and then Sculptress Pro it. Gosh dang. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. What's that icon on the top bar with the brush and circle? This right here? Or this? Remember dynamic mode per brush? I don't know. Maybe. That'll work. That'll do it. And I can just Sculptress that thing. punkunicorn.com. Here, let me do this. Give it some more density here. All right, thanks for hanging out. Have I ever sculpted realistic characters? Not really. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Catch Ashley on Wednesday nights. Wednesday. Let's see. Da-da-na-na-na-na. So funny. Spiky spikes. You know, I don't know what's going on in the snake hook. It's just not I've had my ZBrush open for a while now, so it could just be who knows what, something. It's not acting like it normally does. So I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, I did try resetting the current brush and it still, but I was on snake hook 2, I think. This is getting me there, so whatevs. There's so many different ways to do this. Yep, it'll be on Pixologic's YouTube channel when I'm done. Yeah, it's probably part of it. Symmetry does mess with snake hook. Kind of cut this into. Yeah. Send me some, Jimmy. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, dude. It is one hot. Stay cool, eat some ice cream. Sounds like what you'd write in a yearbook. Stay cool. It's like plastic ice cream. Or just melted. Thanks, Naf. Appreciate it. Autosave. Trying to not introduce all the warbles. This reminds me of my old next door neighbor had a wiener dog, and it was overweight, and it had this little tail sticking out the back, and it was like surrounded by fat, and it would just stick straight out. And that last hair kind of reminded me of that. I don't know why. All right. Might do one more. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, one more. Okay, so I'll make this one go up just a little bit. That's the beauty. The beauty of Sculptris Pro is you can stretch something out a lot, and then just, you know, fill it in with Sculptris Pro. Yeah, they'll poke your eye out. What is Sculptor Pro? It's Sculptress Pro, and it is essentially dynamic topology. You can find it right here. It will dynamically create topology as you pull geometry out, or if you adjust geometry, it'll dynamically create new geometry, so you never run out, is the idea. It dynamically generates it. So you can see I'm stretching out this topology right here. Hey, Lord Humongous, how you doing, man? So you can see how this is really stretched out since I just masked off that section and drug it out. Now if I hold down smooth, which is also has Sculptress turned on, I can just rebuild the geometry like that. White. I like it white. All right. Let's grab this color. Fill it in. There we go. Thanks, Ern. Can I ask what brush did you use to put more polys on specific areas like you did on the mouth? I just turned up Sculptress Pro density right here. Sculptress Pro subdivide size. I just turned it up right there. So for example, so I can turn it down and then see it will make less geometry right there. Or I can turn it up and make more geometry right there. So this slider right here, if you have adaptive turned off on your brush properties, otherwise it's tied to your brush size. Yeah, I can see that, Ursula, a little bit. Okay, let's see. So with this, take it just a little bit. Just darken up her scalp, like where the hair would be. Do you use ZBrush to retopo your model? Not typically. Sometimes, depending on what I need to do. I need to try out the newer retopology tools, though. Okay, why? Thanks, Purple. Okay, now I'm going to take that color and go a little darker still. Do a drag a rectangle with alpha. Maybe fuzzy dots. You can barely see them there. Let's go darker. Sorry, one sec. I gotta find the right color here. That looks like she's sick. Thanks, Bean. Maybe I just want to go a little lighter, or a little bit darker, not too much, just subtle. There we go. That's what I want. just to kind of hint that there's some kind of a stubble-ish stubble there. Okay, now we got to give her the punk rock stuff. Is there a Cintiq size I prefer? I'm running a 27-inch right now, and it's fine for me. I like it. Yeah, I used to have a 24 HD, and I like that one too. The aspect ratio was a little off, but I liked it. So anywhere between like a 22 and a 27 is fine if you're going to go that route. But I always like to say a Cintiq is not necessary. Why is that so heavy? Oops. That's why Sculptris Pro is on. It gets me so often. I painted red behind her ear. I'm like, why isn't it? There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Give her a little bit of warmth to her cheeks and her nose. Let's give her some earrings. That's where she's punkish the most. What did I do to her lips? Looks like I lost my crease along the edge of her lips here. I must have ran smooth across there or something. Tighten those back up. Okay, and I'll probably give her some lower eyelids too eventually, but I want to give her that, let's do like a silver maybe. A little piece of jewelry there. And then where did it go? Right there. I'm going to duplicate this and then change it into a ring. Right there, ring. Let's see, scale, radius. There we go. Maybe 12? Yeah, 12 will work. Accept. Oops. Come on, back to Gizmo. There we go. Okay, got to make sure. Sure that's not just the chin? What? Which one are you talking about? Oh, this little thing right here? Yeah, she's a punk rocker. I decided to give her a little piece of jewelry right there. You know. Widen it out so you can see it better. Duplicate it a couple times. Oh yeah, there's the concept. Thanks, Neil. All right, so I was gonna put like make them asymmetrical, but I think I'm just gonna mirror them across the center. And then let's see what kind of let's merge this down. So they're all in the same, and then fill it this color, and then we'll see what kind of a. I usually don't use materials inside of ZBrush. I'm not looking at her face. I'm just looking at the jewelry here. Metal. That might work. Droplet. Droplet's kind of fun. Ma shiny. Yeah, let's do. That's too dark. Maybe this silver foil bright. There you go. That'll work. All right, switch over to M and fill these, and then switch back to skin shade 4. There we go. Too funny. All right, you guys, I think that's gonna do it for today. I'm gonna grab her eyelids and just kind of just shape them just a little bit more so they're kind of going up and towards each other a little bit. Thanks. Okay, let's put perspective on. All right. I kind of want her, see how her head is kind of leaned back a little bit? I want to do that with her head, you know, like, I was just kind of like, oh, I see what you're doing. I don't care. Oh, fun. Maybe reduce her chin a little bit more. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for watching. And yeah, thanks to Josh for this awesome concept. Thank you, Neil, for all the links. And thanks everybody for hanging out. As always, if you want to grab my brushes, you can go get them over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. They're free. And I also teach an online course called the 3D Character Workshop. So if you want to learn how to create characters like this for toys and video games, all that kind of stuff, I teach you how to do it. So you can come check it out. 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Thank you. Take care. This one last thing, this software is ZBrush, if you're wondering. I don't know why I said that. Of course, you know it's ZBrush. It's awesome ZBrush. So you can get ZBrush on a monthly. You can get a free version called ZBrush Core Mini and start playing with it. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you next Monday. All right, cheers. We'll see you.